Hi, Tiger Craven Neal. I wanted to comment about some of the disgusting things Trump's continuing to do. So right now he's creating a smokescreen. He's sending in troops in the states illegally. A judge in San Francisco just said, "Hey, it was illegal. You broke the law when you sent the National Guard and the Marines into L.A." Trump is disregarding it. So his opinion with Illinois now, he says, we're going in. Disregarding the law, Fox News creates a smokescreen. So Fox News backs them up because they're all in bed. Satan, you've seen it on South Park, Satan, MAGA, is it MAGA or MAGA? Fox News, they're all in bed together. So Fox News creates smokescreen and says, why doesn't Governor Pritzker of Illinois appreciate having to kiss Donald Trump's ass? Why isn't he saying, thank you, Donald Trump, for coming into our state? Here's a metaphor I want to use. So it's like a neighbor, and I've had close family members who have been crack addicts. So it's like a neighbor who's on crack, breaking into your house or apartment or wherever you live in the middle of the night, cleaning your kitchen, and then being upset when you're saying, wait a minute, that's not okay with me. You broke a window, broke in, and they say, well, why don't you appreciate a clean kitchen? It's not about the kitchen. It's about the way you're doing it. So Trump breaking into these states, this is about Trump wanting a militarized escort for his Thug ICE group. Because, as you know, the Thug ICE, they are physically assaulting Americans. They're vandalizing. You've seen them smash windows. They're kidnapping. Hey, when you take people without a judge's order or without due process, which is guaranteed in the Constitution for all people, without reasonable suspicion, without probable cause, that's kidnapping. So they're kidnapping people. And Trump wants an escort so that we don't fight back. So we don't say, hey, wait a minute, that's not okay. You're violating our rights. So this is bad. This is bad stuff. And then also recently, did you see just a couple days ago, our military out in Venezuela, without giving any warning, used lethal force. They bombed a boat. They say, well, it's drug smugglers. Well, now we could start bombing drug smugglers in I think it was international waters. This is crazy. This is a madman. This is madman Trump wanting, he wants to be like, they had that summit in China with the leader of China, leader of North Korea, and the leader of Russia, Putin. And Trump idolizes them. He wants to be like them. So that's what he's doing. He's bombing these drug smugglers. He's sending militarized escorts of his, which a judge has already said, hey, no, you can't have a national police force with Trump as the chief. But that's what he wants. That's what he wants. America, we already have a sordid history with gathering people. We gather Japanese people, threw them into internment camps. And then we said, oh, this is a bad thing. Well, now we're doing it again. By the way, if Nuremberg already happened, Nuremberg said the people in Germany who sat and watched the stuff and didn't do anything, they were not justified just because they feared for their safety. We're not justified. We have to stand up to this stuff. Even a worse part of our history was the genocide of indigenous people, where it was the government, believe it or not, the government, kind of like Trump, the government sponsored bounties. They would pay people for indigenous people's scalps. That's right. They would. It was genocide. It was colonization of America. They came in. The indigenous people were in their way, so they said, "Guess what? We'll just pay people to kill the indigenous people." This is sordid history, the kind that's in some of the Smithsonian museums that Trump is trying to clean out because it offends. He's trying to whitewash our history there. So anyway, John F. Kennedy. Oh, before I say that. Do you know a lot of people in our, like Miller and Homan, they have stock in the detention centers. So a lot of these things have to do with money, a swamp. Trump said he was here to clean, he wanted to be voted in to clean the swamp. He is the swamp. The more people, they put more Mexican people and they put into these detention centers, the more money they get. So anyway, I want to end with this. John F. Kennedy said, when you take people's ability to peacefully protest away, you're guaranteeing there's civil unrest, their violent protest. And Trump already did that in January 6th. He was the provocateur of the insurrection and ended Ashley Babbitt's life. And then other people died from there too. So Trump is dangerous. He's a dangerous man. They need to impeach him, get him out of office. Not only January 6th, but the, I forget her name, was it the Minnesota legislature that was murdered, and her husband, she would be here today if it wasn't for Trump. Those 30 plus girls that drowned in Texas, he defunded the national organization of, I forget the name of it, NOAA, that does the weather forecasting. He defunded them before they would probably still be here. So anyway, there was people chased by ICE that died. One man in Mexico was suing us for it. So Trump is dangerous. Trump equals death. And he's going into the states, creating these civil unrest. Anyway, I think you get the point. Thanks for letting me vent. Write your Congress people if you can. Congress, wake up. Get your head out of the sand, out of the ground. Do your jobs. By the way, Congress, you have nothing to lose. Those Republican Congress people who are afraid to lose your seats, the more you stand up for Trump, the more likely you're going to be voted out. So anyway, thanks for letting me take your time.